Hello, this is Virtualis the Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. The Meitner-Mieses Gambit is one of the most winning lines in chess. Even better, it comes out of the Vienna Game. I previously made a video titled Win in 30 Seconds, where I played this gambit. I managed to play the Meitner-Mieses Gambit again today, and although I didn't win in 30 seconds, I did win in less than 90. More than that, even though I had actually played a blunder on move 8, that according to Stockfish's evaluation actually equalised the position, my opponent immediately resigned anyway because the position looked so bad. This gambit is that winning. Please enjoy. Quick look at the review. So you will notice that my accuracy is actually lower than my opponent's. Because I actually stuffed up the last move before the opponent resigned. So we'll see. So this was a short game, 8 moves before the opponent decided to call it quits. Let's have a look at the analysis. All right, so e4, e5, the Vienna, knight c3, and the Meitner-Mieses Gambit is only available when the opponent plays the Max Lang defense. So with knight c6. So in this position, develop the bishop, so bishop c4. And if the opponent plays symmetrically, as they did in this case, bishop c5, you now have an opportunity to immediately punish that bishop move with queen to g4, which is what I did. And in this position, it's not uncommon now for the opponent to have a think, which is what they did, and then develop their queen. It looks very, very seductive here because it looks like that almost looks like a scholar's mate. And it defends that pawn. It prevents any future potential scholar's mate of my own because the queen is in that position. Now, in this position, I think the potential move that can be played is just developing the other knight. But here you have the opportunity to play the Meitner-Mieses Gambit. So knight d5 on move 5, directly attacking the queen, also attacking the pawn on c7, which also, of course, comes with a fork of the king and rook. So this is a very threatening looking move. And in this position, one of the most common moves that the opponent with the black pieces will do, of course, is to capture the pawn on f2. So this is a horrifying looking move for white, but it's actually completely fine. And in fact, this is in fact the best move for white. You can see, great move, but it's still +1 for white. This is in fact a good move for black, but if you're playing white in the Meitner-Mieses Gambit, you should know what to do because you created this situation. Now, after black plays, the move is to slide the king over to d1, and that's of course a forced move. There is no checkmate here. And now black has to deal with what they're going to do with this threatening looking knight. Now, the best move for black is to move king to f8. And my opponent actually found that move, but you will see it took them quite a long time to find that move, almost 2 minutes. And here, if you're playing white, you should know the next move, which is knight to h3, attacking the queen. So another sort of great move for me, but that's the only good move. And here, a very interesting phenomenon occurs. So let's look to see where the opponent's queen can go. So it can go to these squares, can capture, can go to these squares, can go to these squares, go to these squares, can capture, and can go to these squares. Now, along the F file, every square is protected. Obviously, along sort of my home rank that's covered by the rook. That square is also covered by the queen. That square is covered by the pawn, and these two squares are covered by the queen. So the queen is practically almost trapped. And generally what I find in this position, the opponent may well freak out. And if they decide to bring their queen here, the only square where the queen is not under attack, you can then play a calm d3, and then the queen is literally trapped, potentially in that square. So this looks very bad for black, and if black looks at it, it looks like things are really problematic. And so in sort of this game, and also in an over the board game, what the opponent might opt to do, which is a natural looking move, is to play d6. Attacking my queen with the bishop. And you will see that this is apparently a blunder, because I now have the opportunity to straight up capture the queen. The knight now also defends the queen. If they choose to capture the knight, then of course I can just move my queen out of the way. I'm just up a queen. If they capture with the bishop, I then capture back with knight, and I'm just straight up piece. We play a queenless middle game, and I'm up a full piece. And I basically should have a really good position moving into the middle game to win. Now, what I did here was I saw that, and then for some reason I just kind of, I don't know, had a stroke or something. I thought, oh look, if I capture that, that forces a check. They capture, then I can capture this. And momentarily I forgot that their queen was actually just protected by the bishop. So I decided to take the bishop and say, oh wait a minute, doesn't that just equalize? Aren't we just trading pieces here? But that move looks so scary, like so audacious, I think, for my opponent. They actually just resigned in this position. And you can see Stockfish's evaluation is back to 0-0-0. But it looks just so ridiculous in this position. It was practically a blunder. You know, Stockfish called it a miswin, but it's basically a blunder. My opponent actually resigned on move 8. So good game, GG. When the gambit starts on move 5 with knight d5, Stockfish's evaluation is lesson +1, favouring white. However, in the Lichess database, white wins 70% of the time. In Chess.com's Master Players database, white wins 81% of the time, which is extraordinary. I've only reached this position a few times online and over the board, and I've won every game. If you play the Vienna, you should definitely learn this gambit. I hope you found this video interesting, and thanks for watching.